I had a video on this a long time ago. I made this little fixture so that the split washer would sit in here and try to keep it. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into YAAWorkshop. In this video, I'm going to talk about this flash suppressor on my 602 clone. You know, I had put this on so it had one of the tines facing upwards so that if there's any blast, it would obscure the sights. But you'd have one tine with a little bit extra blast hitting the going down towards the deck. And I thought if I had two, you know, maybe that would raise some dust if you were on a prone in a dusty environment. And then I got to talking online or listening to a discussion about how I think a lot of people leave one of these openings, you know, towards the top center position. So you'd have the other two on the bottom at that point would blast out a little bit diagonally downward, but not directly down. And I forgot the discussion now, but I remember I was going through it, I was like, you know, I'm going to switch this back so that the one opening is straight up. And I've seen that in some others, so I'm going to do that and try it out. This is these are put on with a split washer, so you just undo it. I don't think we used any Loctite. In the research I did, I just spin it on till it's tight in the attitude or the I guess the timing that you want. So I'm gonna change it up. So I had a video on this a long time ago. I made this little fixture so that the split washer would sit in here and try to keep it centered on the barrel when I would turn the flash suppressor around. Actually, now that I look at it, I can kind of see it's not this area that's wider, like 3/4 of an inch, isn't really centered on here. So I don't know. I don't think it was perfect. Didn't line up perfectly, I think, or at least the cuts weren't perfect. And I think I made some things to hold the barrel in a vise. I don't think I used the bev block because I was thinking that bev block is like, and I mean the point of this thing was the split washer it's got a bigger diameter than the barrel, so at some point it may like go downward when you're twisting, and then when it's all tight it might be look all lopsided. And this is just the closest thing I thought of to do to try to keep it centered. And I guess when I had this on the barrel, this is clamped together, so it'll just be wherever this is as I twist. It actually might move as you go around, but I only did it once, so I'm going to do it again and see how it all works. Okay, so here you go. I have the one of those openings facing up and the two kind of facing down to either side. And I didn't quite use that one that set of, well, I didn't use these because they didn't fit in there. So I figured I must have used this tool here or something like that. I don't know. There's really no instruction going on. And then just wrenched it on. I used a new split washer because the other one, when I was kind of tightening it down, I couldn't go further, and then it was just looser when I tried to back it off. It didn't really get as tight, so I started with another one, and when it got to pretty much as far as I thought it would go, actually you can see it's kind of coming apart. I wonder if I went too far. I don't know, but it's on there pretty good now, I think. Actually, looks like it may have come out of the track. Might have to go back to the drawing board on that one. All right, so I did it like a second time. I think it's pretty well centered up. This time I used one of my little wooden fixtures, and I wound up able to keep the split down here at the bottom, but the one edge looks like it might be starting to jump out of the little shoulder at the end of the barrel before it's cut down a little thinner for the threads. So we'll see. I think it's on there, good for use, but not for, you don't want to twist anything with it. I think that's probably one of the problems with the design, because it's on real tight, but not soldier and marine proof, I guess, so to speak, depending upon what happens with the front of the barrel here. So, but for my purposes, I'm not gonna twist it. Actually, that's why I went with another split washer, because when I straightened the other one out and got it on, I just untwisted with my hand, because it was already compressed, and I guess it had set to a point where it lost that the force that it was keeping it on, at the other position. So I went and got one that looked like it was, new. It was pretty much fully apart, and used a lot more force to compress it down. I was a little worried too, taking it off, but I think it expanded a lot. It felt like it went on the same way. So next stop would be to clean this up from the last trip out to the range, and take it back out and shoot some more. Just kind of see if there's any kind of differences with the experience, or if I can tell or notice any more difference in the recoil or muzzle climb or any of that kind of stuff. Actually, I think I had thought that if I'd had two prongs going up, I'd have a couple upward force pushing the barrel down, but without a direct opening right in front of the line of sight. But then that puts, a bunch down below you, creating a lot of dust that could potentially give yourself away a little bit more than if you'd had, less, like these vectors of, gases going off to the side more. Not really sure, like I was saying in the other segment, not sure how I came to the conclusion that I think this is the way to do it. And I think I've seen some other pictures, so I just thought I'd try it this way. So here you go. Okay, all cleaned up, back together. All right, thanks for watching.